All right, welcome back to the Congo Hour. I hope that you enjoyed our first interview, and hopefully you will realize its importance and be a part of the rally next Sunday at Ezon Fair at 5 o'clock, from 5 to 6:30. Again, if you missed that, you can call us at the funeral home at 652-8887. Now with me, I have Jerry McDowell's family. I'm sure all of you are familiar with his case. He was the young man who was killed back in September by the Wilmington Police Department. He was wheelchair bound, and the family is here just to share their story. We're going to take some calls for those of you who may want to call in with comments or questions. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and we're just going to have just an open conversation and talk about I guess how they feel they've been treated by the police department and by the city of Wilmington and by the community. And we're just going to see how we can, get some resolve in this case, during this case. So thank you for coming. I know this is taking a lot. Oops, I'm going to answer this real quick. I'm not going to take any calls just yet. I'm not going to take calls. I'm going to take calls in a few minutes, okay? So I want to let you introduce yourselves, and then we'll just start the conversation.
Phyllis McDowell, Jeremy's mother.
Okay.
I'm Karina Gross, the sister.
I'm Marceline Congo, the aunt.
I'm Brianna Congo, the cousin.
I'm Kendra McDowell, the little sister.
And to my left, we have...
McKee Booker,
All right.
community activist.
All right. Again, I want to thank you all for coming. I know this is it has to be difficult for you just to constantly almost relive the situation, but I know that you're eager to tell your story. So I'm just going to let you start, Mom, and just kind of bring us up to date of where you are. Oh, you want one of your daughters to start?
I'll start it off.
Okay. All right.
Up to date, where we are, we really aren't anywhere because from September 23rd, we're really at a standing point. We haven't heard anything, any part of the investigation that's going on at all. They said it was an independent investigation. We still haven't even heard of the independent investigation. Who's doing it? Where is it happening at? We know nothing. We know nothing about the interviews or anything that they got going on at the police station. Matt Den, we don't know what he's doing. We don't know where nobody is doing. The only thing we know is that my brother is not here with us today.
Okay, so on September 23rd, take us back to that day, if you can.
September 23rd is the last day that I can actually say that I've really felt my heartbeat, because getting a phone call and hearing what happened to my brother was just something I wouldn't want anybody to go through. I just got the phone call that he had been shot.
Okay.
And I thought that, okay, he got shot, like, okay, I'm jumping on that road, I'm coming up there to see Bam Bam. We're gonna go what hospital is in.
Right.
Told me, no, Kiki, he's been shot and he's gone. I said, no, no, this is not, can you repeat that again? And I said, how, who? I don't understand. They told me the Wilmington police murdered my brother. And only thing I can do, I was at work, only thing I can do was drop. Like, I didn't know, I couldn't feel anything, my legs gave out. And then to hear that they had my brother's body sitting out there as long as they did on the ground, it's just, yeah, it's horrible.
And there was a video.
Yes.
Someone was there that recorded.
Yes, somebody was there to record the video, and I just want to say thank you to that person so much, because with everything that we're going through still up to this day, it's like if that person didn't record that video, only like Lord knows what they would have said happened, you know? And it was just a blessing that that person was there at the time to record the video. I don't know, I'm just asking for answers. I just want to know, why is it taking so long for us to even get the police officers' names? They put out a partial 911 tape, but when can we hear the full 911 tape? When can we hear the other 911 calls? Because as we all know, one person just didn't call 911 with all them shots going off. There's no way.
So that 911 call, what did you heard that one? What did that say?
Just said there, we need the police here. We need the police here immediately. A guy is out of his wheelchair with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He's suicidal or something.
Okay.
I'm not going that close. I'm not going that close or something. I can't really quote exactly what it said, but I listened to part of it.
Okay. All right. You know, watching the video, I'm sure most of us have seen it. Like hearing that was a 911 call, that someone was there in a wheelchair that was suicidal, and then seeing the video and how aggressive the police department came in.
That's my main thing about it. I didn't know that when you get a 911 call to somebody that is suicidal or has a self-inflicted gunshot wound, that the first thing you do is grab a shotgun.
Right.
To my understanding, when you have somebody that is suicidal and you get a phone call, this is just my opinion once again, I think you will bring people who are there to try to talk the person out of it if they are suicidal, or try to calm the person down and mellow the situation out. Instead, you turned the situation even hostile just by you coming out there, and you shoot a man within 3 seconds of coming out there. You shoot him, and you shoot him in his neck with a shotgun. That's just and then you it's like put your hands up, boom. I mean, I could say from my experience, and I don't weigh much, but if I get shot in the neck by a shotgun, I wouldn't be able to do anything, but I'm sure I wouldn't be able to breathe or anything. I probably wouldn't even remember where I'm at. Like, it's, yeah.
Yeah, that's the part that just disturbs me so much, because just seeing the video and seeing how aggressive the police department came, and it's obvious that they didn't come to help Jeremy. And that just has me baffled. And I guess to hear from you all that you haven't heard anything from them at all,
No.
from anyone within the police department, from the city, you haven't heard from anyone, Mom?
No one. When I saw the video, it blew me away. It just blew me away. I was just speechless. I didn't know what to feel, what to say. It was just, nobody deserved to die like that.
All right.
You know what I mean? Nobody deserved that. And to shoot him 16 times, plus a shotgun shot to the neck, that was 17. It was overkill. You know what I mean? Nobody does that. It was like a firing squad. It was like, they don't ever stop shooting.
And that's one thing that I would like to add again, like when we have people that go out hunting every day on a doe, when hunting season comes around and you're going out to hunt a doe or a deer, you don't even shoot a deer that many times or in that way that they shot my brother. You shoot an animal to savor it, to be able to have for dinner, you know? And they just shot my brother, like the way that they did it, they shot him. They came out there with one thing, that the way they were shooting him, it was to kill him. They didn't expect for him to live after that.
Then they keep saying he had a gun. And he had a gun when they shot him out of his wheelchair and he fell. The gun would have fell out. He would have saw the gun. You know?
So are they told you that directly? Like I guess it's hard to believe that no one has talked to you. That's just baffling. That
Nobody has even knocked on our door.
Nobody has said
No.
he had like directly to you that he had a gun, and this is why we did what we did.
No.
Nobody.
Yeah.
The only thing that we've seen since September, the only thing that we have seen in her is the same thing that everybody in Wilmington have seen in her. That's why we have not came out and been able to say anything or even make any comments towards that, because we know nothing, no type of information at all. We call them, they don't return phone calls.
When you say they, who did you call?
Matt Den, we try to call him. The mayor, we try to call him. The chief of police, we try to contact them. Nobody is, they tell us no comment. We even go to community meetings around the area. And their favorite line is no comment, it's under investigation, we can't comment on that. When we're asking them, go ahead, Mom, I'm sorry.
They didn't even call me to identify his body. I had to call the council people to get them to tell me, to find out where my son was, to go, you know what I mean, view his body. You know what I mean? The next day. You know, the next day. Not that same day, the next day. And everybody was there supporting us when the cameras was rolling now, and everybody's going. And we still don't have any answers.
And I know you had a press conference on, I think, Friday.
Right.
And one of the reporters asked a very important question. It was an intriguing question. He said, do you even know that there is an investigation going on?
We don't.
We don't. We know nothing.
You don't know?
We don't know. They
This
keep
is
saying it is, but it isn't. You know what I mean?
And we don't even know who else to contact to help us out, because at first the NAACP president, Mouse, was there in our corner, but He's disappeared. He won't return any phone calls from me or anything of that order. The only people that we can honestly say that been here for us, only person that we honestly say that been here with us from day one is Bovell, Mr. Bovell. He's been there like anytime we call. I don't care if it's for a shoulder to cry on or lean on. He's there no matter what time it is. I called him before, said I'm going through something. He's there. Everybody else has disappeared. They won't answer their phones or anything. So.
And you have his aunts here, cousins, sisters, and you ladies wanna? You have any comments before we go to the phone lines?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I want to know what is the cost of suicide. That's my question for the Wilmington Police.
What is the protocol of somebody when they
right.
call? Yeah.
Right.
For a suicidal call. What is their approach to that situation? We can't even get that answered.
Well, my thing is, do the Wilmington Police have different protocol than every other police? As you, like, now you have a lot of videos of everything, and now you see everything that's going on, and you see a lot lately where you have these men that are going in buildings, shooting up multiple people, hurting multiple people, and they're being brought out without weapons at all, not even tasers.
Yeah.
You never even once gave someone that supposedly self-inflicted himself with multiple people standing around recording him, not threatening anyone, and you come onto the scene and you automatically shoot him. It's really baffling.
I also have another question. Down in Chicago, after that video came out, everybody was fired within 3 business days.
What's going on?
We had a video from the beginning, so I need to know what is the problem. You know?
Within an hour.
And everybody keeps trying to say, oh, well, we don't know if it was really a gun or it really isn't. Well, where is your eyesight at? Anybody with eyes can see that. Even my son, like, I didn't even want my son to see it, and he's looking over my shoulder, and he's like, well, I hear them saying, put the gun down, Mommy, where's the gun? Why didn't he just move? Why didn't he just move? He couldn't move. He was shot in the neck. And, like,
and if anybody knows, when a shotgun blast goes in, it has pellets where they all go everywhere. I did my research. So, and he's been shot before, so his body was in shock. You know?
And you know what, Trip?
I'm gonna if we can put the telephone number to the studio on the screen, please, so we can take some calls. Yes, Keith.
The brother in Chicago got shot 16 times. Everybody seen that. Brother Bam got shot 16 times. People were fired. People lost their job. The whole city was in an uproar. My beef with the city of Wilmington is, where y'all at, man?
Right.
You know what I mean? The transparency in the case is not being seen, but everybody's saying, yo, we with y'all, and everything like that, but we don't see nobody.
you have more than negative people
I just rapped with Pastor Beeman of IMAC. Brother Beeman said he gonna be there December the 12th at the march to the police station. You know what I'm saying? They got a march coming up the 13th.
Right.
He said he's gonna go down Kent County to start pulling behind them. So that's a good thing.
Hello? Can you turn your TV down, please?
Yeah.
Yes, did you have a comment or a question?
Yes, I got a comment and a question. It's going to take a few minutes here, Trippy. You know who I am. Brother Gabby, you know who I am.
Brother was out there.
I was at the meeting
press conference.
Okay.
on Friday at the press conference.
Yes.
Let me explain something to the family about an investigation. What their investigations consist of is of a think tanks where they go over every scenario that they can possibly go over to justify this shooting. And once that is exhausted, if they can't justify it, then they will charge it. But they're going to go through everything that they can to not justify the shooting. And then second of all, for Mr. Cummings to be a black man and to see this happen, and for him to come out and say, I want to make this clear, where it's being skirted around, Bobby Cummings said he felt as though his officers acted in a professional manner. Let's make this perfectly clear. This is what this Negro said.
Yes.
And you know what, man? This is, and Trey, we're proud of you, man. You're
Yes.
the only city councilman. We've got a city councilman that's wanting to run for the president of city council. And I want to tell every black person in this city that he wants your body after you're dead. And you know what? He ain't even had the nerve or the audacity to come out and
Let's
speak against this.
I know you're emotional, but I don't want to get in. Let's just try to stay focused on hopefully finding a solution if we can.
Trip, can I say something on that?
Okay.
The
I do
seriousness
know what you're.
This is not a joke or where
Right.
political things should be played here. It's so serious that we need to just speak to the truth in all this. It's a video here for everybody to see, and for us to call it what it is. You've got preachers in this town. You know, this family, for what they've had to see and for what this city has had to see, for people to just go away and, you know, where we're willing to not let money go away from the city at the stake of somebody's life. You know, it doesn't matter. As long as we can keep getting money. You know, I'll say to you, they want to do this cover-up with all lives matter. Okay, I'm not concerned with all lives at this point. I'm concerned with black lives.
Okay.
Black lives is what's at stake here. We can talk about white lives on another day. But today, with this young man getting killed, he was a black man. And this is so... I don't even know where the souls of the preachers are.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I do appreciate that you called, and we're going to talk about some of your comments. But I do want to see if we can have some other callers. Okay.
Can I say something, Trip?
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right.
Can I say something?
Yes. Just before that, Keith, if there are any law enforcement officers, not necessarily from the WPD, of course, but just to give us an idea of the time frame that usually happens when there is a case like this, and is the family usually kept up to date with the whole with the investigation? Because it's been almost 3 months, and the family said they haven't heard anything. So if there are any law enforcement officers out there, of course I'm not gonna. You don't have to identify yourself, but if you can call us and just tell us that this is the norm.
And I also like to say one thing.
Yes. Hello. Hello. Oh, sorry, I lost him.
I like to say one thing. My family is not focusing on money. We're focusing on justice.
Yes. Hold on 1 second, please.
Yeah.
Yes.
On justice.
All right. Yes. I may have your comment or question, please.
Yeah, I understand everybody says Black Lives Matter and everything, but why is it that nobody's asking the mom why she bum rushed the lady and ran up in the house and beat the woman up? That's supposed to be that she thought was a witness. Why are you ignoring that?
Let me answer that.
Okay. All right, we're going to talk about that. Thank you for calling.
See?
Let me answer that. When you lose a loved one, you cannot tell somebody how to grieve. You lose somebody and somebody come knocking on your door saying, yo, that person over there was the one that did it. I'm quite sure deep down in your hearts of hearts, your child. We're not talking about your cousins. We're talking about your only son.
Hold on 1 second, please.
You would want to murder them. You would want to kill them. You see what I'm saying? So when someone is hurting, you can't tell somebody how to grieve. That's what they keep telling black people. You need to tell us, you grieve this way. You don't need to act a certain way. Well, we've been singing long enough. It's time to start swinging, man. And I don't condone what this sister did, but my heart goes out to her because I know when you lose somebody, you don't know how someone's going to react. So for that caller to ask that sister that, man, that's ludicrous. Brother, you need to straighten up and find out what time it is before you even make a comment like that. Lose your only son and then make that comment. It'll come out different, I'm quite sure. Emotions running high.
Yes. Do you have a question or comment?
Yes. Hello.
Yes. Go ahead, please.
Oh, Hello, Trippy.
Yeah.
I'm calling to say that since the mayor has been in there, it's been more shootings and everything that's been going on. Something needs to be done with our mayor, number one. He wasn't right when he was out there as a policeman, and he's not right now. That's why things are going on. But I step up and I take my hat off to you, Trippy, because you are doing a wonderful and beautiful job. You're the only one out here in the city council department that's trying to help this family. And family, you're in my prayers. And may God continue to bless and comfort and strengthen you.
All right, thank you for calling.
You know, that's all I have to say.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So if anyone can answer this question, if anyone from the Wilmington Police Department or the mayor's office is watching, if they hear about this interview, what would you ask of them? I'll let you go first, Mom.
I would ask them to see that justice is done. Do what's right. Because they know that wasn't right. I don't care how you look at it, what his background was, whatever. It still wasn't right.
Sis?
I pretty much say the same thing. Like, I know at the end of the day, everybody has a job to do. And I know sometimes that you don't want to admit to certain things because you feel as though the consequences are going to be dire. But sometimes when you don't do something, consequences can be even worse. So I just ask that, like she said, we all know what happened. We all seen what happened, and we know what is right. We ask that you get a backbone and help us out here and get the right people to protect us and the wrong people out of here, pretty much.
Okay. Anyone else want to?
Yes, I would like to say something about the young man who called up here asking my mom that question.
Okay.
First, I would like to say that you need to take a look in the mirror. What gives you the right to ask a mother who lost their child in that way, that question? If that was your mother and you got shot and killed and they shot you 16 times, what do you think your mother would do if that happens? You don't even know what happens. You're reading the papers. You know nothing about what happened. So if you want to know what happened, I'm pretty sure you know exactly where we be. You can come up to us and ask us because we're not hostile. We answer questions. That's all you have to do is come ask a question and you will get your answer. Now to the police and the mayor, that if they are watching and listening, I would like for him to grant his promise, what he promised me personally. He said transparency in the case. Okay. He hasn't done any of that. You know, we went up there and tried to get a meeting. We was told that we had a meeting with him Wednesday, which he wouldn't see us Wednesday. So I would like to sit down with the mayor personally and talk to him face to face. And just, we want answers. We don't know the cops' names, we want answers. You know what I'm saying? And they're answers that we should be entitled to. Like you said, it's been almost 3 months and we haven't heard absolutely nothing. And what I got to say to the chief of police, Bobby Cummins, that if you can't handle your firing squad, then it's time for you to get out the office, sir, and let somebody else in that can do the job that you're supposed to do.
No, see, the thing is he can handle his firing squad. He feels as though what his firing squad did was right. That is what he is teaching his firing squad to do.
So if you think that is justifiable, and if you think anything that happened to my brother is justified, it's time for you to go, sir. You need to pack up your bags and you need to go. Because you can't hold this position down any longer.
I guess that's my, thank you for calling. Hold on 1 second, please. I guess that's the biggest thing that I'm struggling with. That if anyone out there, whether it's the attorney, Matt Dinn, whether it's the chief of police, whether it's the mayor, whoever it is, if they feel that what happened what is justifiable, say it. Come out and say, this was justified because of this, this, and this. But to hear nothing from anyone is unbelievable.
No, they want to justify it on his background.
Like I kept hearing just rumors like that you all hadn't heard anything from anyone. And it's really hard to believe. It's baffling to know that his family has not been kept up to date with the investigation, and that's been going on for 3 months. And to hear from you personally the other day, I was just mind blown. But thank you for calling. Do you have a question or a comment? Yes. Hello?
And the funny thing is, they don't let the family hear anything, but yet the papers are the ones getting information. How do you give the papers information before you even give the family any information?
When you say that, can you be specific?
In particular, like just
thank you for
the
calling.
whole thing
Hold on,
about the
please.
gun being next to his body and everything. They never let the family know that. We found that out from the paper.
Okay.
Then they sit up there and they told the paper that he was shot 5 times. They didn't tell us anything. We had, like they said, had to go get our own private medical examiner to go figure out that he got shot 16 plus times. Like, it's just it's little things. Like, it's pretty much everything.
All right. Do you have a question or comment?
Sure do, Trip. Comment. This is Pastor D.
Yes.
First, let me say to Keith, thank you, Brother McKee, for still standing in the gap. Two things for the family, Trip.
Yes.
When these things go down and those of us who are activists surround a family and rumble with them on their behalf, we're supposed to stick with them from beginning to end. That way, the emotions and the feelings and all that of the family don't run over, because a lot of times, like Keith said, they're just acting off of emotion. It's the activist or the politician or whoever jumps up when it first goes down. Folks come up and they say, we got him, and then the rest of us, we don't want to complicate things, so we back off and go with who the family wants to help them. Now, that might be why a lot of the leaders are standing back. So the family has the power to say, I'd like this person or that person, just like the attorney, to work with us. And it should be someone that knows what they're doing, because it's not the mayor. He should never have promised, if he did, that's just the transparency, because he can't. Not then. The attorney general is being left off the hook. He's the one that should be answering questions right now about keeping them in the loop of the investigation. It's the prosecutor's office, just like in Baltimore and in Chicago. And these are things that we, when we are activists, that we would know, and we should be working together. I know that I was there when it started, and all the way up to the point where the attorney was hired, but didn't want, you know what I mean, when all of us is trying to lead Keith, you know how it go, and one person, well, we don't want this person or no, and I just respected what the family wanted. So there are a lot of us out here who do care. It should not be let go, and at the point that the family says, well, look, we need other leadership, because when somebody comes, they ought to know what they're doing, Trip. You know that. Certain activism is not an easy thing, and you have to know what you're doing. The family should be protected by the people who are surrounding them and helping them.
All right. Thank you, Pastor D. We appreciate that. We don't have a lot of time left. Let's talk about the march next Saturday.
So we're holding a march on December the 12th. We're all meeting at the Jackson Street basketball courts right underneath the 95 overpass, and we'll be marching from there. We'll be probably waiting for everybody coming until like 2 o'clock, and we will be marching from there down to the police station. And this will be a peaceful march, and if they tell us to move, we're going to move, and that's what we're going to do. But the march is December the 12th at 1:30 p.m.
And that's something I really appreciate about all of you. Just how, as much as you've been through and as violent as the occurrence was, that you're just still calling for peace.
We're
I know
trying.
it's hard. I know it's hard.
It gets hard,
I know it has to
especially
be
when you're
hard.
not getting any answers
Right,
done. Like,
right, I know it has to be hard.
It's crazy, because it's like you see people rioting everywhere, and it's like they're getting stuff done.
Is that what I
we're
think
sitting here
about
trying
all
to
the
be so
time.
peaceful and
Right.
everything, and everybody just like, well, they're too calm, so they must be fine with the situation. Let us just go
Like,
about
do
our
we
way.
have to?
Why do we have to be
act
aggressive?
like?
Why do we have to be
You
violent?
know what, too, Trip? That's why I said, Brother Malcolm X said, he said, it's enough singing, it's time for some swinging.
Yes.
But we don't have to get violent in the swings we can no longer ask for stuff. We had to demand stuff.
Right.
And that's what this march is. This march is, we're demanding things. We're not asking you no more because we've asked you long enough for transparency, and it's a big secret. So now, you know, they had to go up in the mall and back at the Thanksgiving parade just to make some noise to get some answers. They never should have had to go up on the mall. Answers should have already been given. What's the secret? Mayor, police chief, or anybody else? What's the secret? What's the secret? This is justice. That's it. It's, you know, like they say Black Lives Matter, you know, is that the Black Panther Party, is this, are they going to do this, this, and that? But it's justice. It's all on the table. You know, that's all we asking for is justice.
I even feel a little easy if they just start with that one officer, the shotgun officer, the one who fired the first shot. You know what I mean?
Well,
Because-
just watching that video, it's apparent.
He didn't even give him a chance to throw his hands up. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands.
And maybe we
Pow.
could say the other officers acted off of what he did, but you're not even giving us that one officer that went about.
They're running behind him. I'm right behind you, Joe. I'm right behind you, Joe.
So hopefully the community and everybody will come out Saturday, December 12th and march with me and my family, because I'm screaming for the community to come out, because this can be your child, this could be your uncle, your grandfather, and this is what I need you to understand, that if we don't put our foot down now, they're going to continue to do it. They're going to continue to do it. Look around the world. It's time for us to come together as a community, as people, as one, and get the job done. I don't understand how hard it is. Y'all sit in the house and look on Facebook and say, oh my God, this is so horrible. Or you can walk outside of your door after hearing 5 gunshots and you say, oh my God, why is this going on? Then how about you come out of your houses and come march with us? And come get your come let your voices be heard.
I want to thank you too, Chuck,
All right.
for having
Thank you,
us.
JP.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to open, anytime you guys want to come back down and just give us an update, just call me, let me know.
Thank you.
It's always going to be open for you to
Appreciate
come
you,
and
Trick,
just have
man.
this kind of dialogue, okay?
Thank
I'll
you.
be there
Thank
Saturday.
you.
Thank you.
Okay.
This means so much.
We're going to take a really quick break, and I'll be right back with our community news.